Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for you this Wednesday. Hope you're doing all right today. I'm going to share a quick meditation from David Kuntz's Quiet Mind to get us started. This one's about nature. There is nothing so good as the wind and the sun for driving the foolishness out of one. Roycroft Epigrams, 1923. A fellow psychotherapist and I have often joked that when the weather turns warm and balmy in the spring, we seem to have fewer new clients and more appointment cancellations, whereas the cold and dark months of winter bring a greater number of ardent seekers to our doors. Nature, indeed, is a good therapist. So make an appointment with what drives the foolishness out of you. Is the wind blowing strong in your face as you stand on the ocean shore or mountaintop, cleaning out, as it were, the old gathered cobwebs of pain and sadness? The sun, it warms your back as you take a walk in the morning, inviting you into the day or assuring you that all is right in the heavens. The rain, it spritzes, or in torrents, it brings life to our earth, food to our tables, and a feeling of closeness and security when seen through the window of a dry and warm home. Clouds, always changing and moving and sometimes totally absent, or represented by the merest waft, they're taking the shapes of things or reminding us of something, and they never fail to uplift the spirit. And nature is almost always accessible. In cities and office buildings, look for plants and indoor trees to spend a moment with, windows with views of the sky, a nearby city park or a green belt where you can pause and refresh, drive out the foolishness, and then return to life. Saints, I've got nature right outside my window. I've got our beautiful prayer garden, memorial garden. A little further beyond that, I've got the labyrinth, the walking prayer. And so there are some opportunities for me right here in the midst of this church building to get out into nature and to experience the healing power of creation. At home, my wife has actually brought home a whole bunch of potted plants that are living now in our dining room. She says she has entered her plant era. And so she's got all these plants and she's always bringing home a new one. And I give her a hard time. I'm joking that this is turning into a greenhouse, but I'm really only half joking because it is nice having those beautiful living things surrounding us, and it makes our space more inviting. You know, there is something about nature that it speaks to our souls, right? It makes us feel welcome. It gives us a sense of belonging. It feels, in some cases, like a healing presence in our lives, whether that comes through the sun or through the water that flows or the clouds that we see, beautifully in the sky, birds and trees and plants. And there are so many opportunities that we have to connect with nature and have it brighten our spirits. There are at the same time dangers or threats that come from nature. I'm just about to head out and take my mom back down to Black Mountain, where so many people have been experiencing devastation from the flooding from Hurricane Helene. And we're about to go down there and see it for ourselves. I've seen pictures, I've seen reports, I've seen images of what has happened there, and yet I fully expect to be shocked when I see it with my own eyes. And so we're going to go down there and we're going to see what damage may have happened to her house, what needs to be repaired or put back together, and see what we can do to fix things up and to help the people who are around. Nature has created chaos in this place. And yet, that doesn't mean that there isn't a possibility for peace and a possibility for comfort that we find in creation. I've got one friend who's in the area in Black Mountain who their property was ruined. It experienced a lot of chaos and destruction. The house was not torn down, but the land, the grounds around it had all kinds of debris and just garbage and stuff that needs to be cleared out, needs to be fixed, needs to be put back together. And he's been kind of chronicling his efforts doing that on Facebook over the past couple of weeks. And every day he posts and talks about what he has done and what he has seen for the day. And it's been surprising to me as I've read through some of those posts that the effort that he is putting in to repairing and rebuilding has been peaceful for him, at least on some days. That it has in some ways connected him with the nature around him, with the creation around him. And as he has been clearing things out, cutting back brush, getting hauling things off, getting rid of debris, he is finding himself again connected with nature. Saints, I don't know what kind of situation you find yourself in, whether you feel like nature is a place that is peaceful for you or a place that is overwhelming and threatening. Whichever it may be, we are part of nature, and our experience of it informs who we are. So I encourage you this week to allow a place for nature to speak to you in some way, whether that's the breeze on your face outside, or whether that's bringing a new plant into your home or into your office space, whatever it might be, that helps reconnect you with creation and helps restore in you that sense of belonging in the midst of what God has done and is doing. Saints, that's your devotion this week. I hope it's helpful and worth thinking about for you. I hope you're doing well and staying healthy. I'll be praying for you. Please keep praying for me, and I will see you all again soon. Take care.